Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna. So we'll continue with our discussion of chapter 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadiyasya Yato Anvyat Itartashva Chartheshva Vigyasvarat Tene Brahm Hridaya Adi Kave Moyanti Yat Surya Tejo Vari Mridam Nitha Vinimayo Yatruti Sargo Amrisha Dhamna Swain Sada Nirasta Kuhukam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So the translation is, O my Lord Shri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. So far we covered quite a bit of the purport, and now the next paragraph, where it says the chief engineer. So Prabhupada writes, the chief engineer of a complicated construction does not personally take part in the construction, but he knows every nook and corner because everything is done under his direction. He knows everything about the construction, both directly and indirectly. Similarly, the personality of Godhead, who is the supreme engineer of this cosmic creation, knows every nook and corner, although affairs are apparently being carried out by demigods. So demigods are different people to take care of management of different departments of the universe. So they are given responsibilities to take care of, like Chandra is the moon god, and Surya, sun god, Varuna, water god, Agni, fire god, just like that, Vayu, air god. So they take care of their respective departments, but Krishna, he knows everything, what is going on where. He does not interfere, but he knows everything. Beginning from Brahma down to insignificant ant, no one is independent in the matter of material creation, for the hand of the Lord is seen everywhere. All material elements as well as all spiritual sparks emanate from him only, emanate from Krishna only, or the expansion of Krishna, which is Mahavishnu. And whatever is created in this material world is but the interaction of two energies, the material and the spiritual, which emanate from the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So like Krishna also says in Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, everything comes from me. And when we go to further cantos where the process of creation is described in detail, so it is mentioned there when all the universes come out of the body of Mahavishnu, and then Mahavishnu enters each and every universe as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, fills half the universe with this perspiration. It's called Garbhodaksha. He lies down on that. From his navel, this lotus flower comes out. Brahmaji appears on that lotus flower. Somehow Brahmaji gets the knowledge to how to do the creation. Although as I said earlier, primarily the creation was done by Krishna, and the prototype of the creation is kept in the stem of that lotus flower. And Brahmaji does the creation. He makes 14 planetary systems. He creates all the 8,400,000 species of life. But still, the activity in the creation does not start. Till first, all the living entities, they come, they take whatever body they were supposed to take. But even then, this Garbhodaksha Vishnu expands himself as Kshirodaksha Vishnu, who expands himself as Paramatma. And that Paramatma enters each and every atom of the universe and the space between the atoms and each and every heart of the living entity. Then the activity in the creation starts. Till then, there was no activity because the source of activity or the source of all energy, Paramatma, was not there. So even from that aspect, we can understand without the mercy of Krishna, without the full participation of Krishna or Krishna's expansions, nothing can happen in the material or the spiritual worlds. This is how important. This is how significant the role of Krishna is. Although the atheists say there is no God or whatever, but that is there. That's a poor fund of knowledge. Prabhupada says that. So Prabhupada later writes, a chemist can manufacture water in the chemical lab by mixing hydrogen and oxygen. But in reality, the living entity works in the laboratory under the direction of the Supreme Lord. In Gita, also Krishna says, I give them the intelligence. I am sitting in everybody's heart and I give them the intelligence, how to work. And the materials with which he works are also supplied by the Lord. The Lord knows everything directly and indirectly, and he is cognizant of all minute details, and he is fully independent. He is cognizant, he knows, he is omniscient, he knows everything, everywhere, whatever is going on, even to the minutest details. He does not interfere. That's a different story, because he does not want to take away the independence of the spirit soul, because that's an intrinsic, inherent nature of the spirit soul. But still, he knows everything that is going on. Sometimes, obviously, when there is so many problems in our lives, so much of darkness there, and we see, oh, God doesn't know what's going on in my life. Why is he not interfering? Why is he not taking care of it? He knows everything. He knows what karmas we have done in the past, what karma we are suffering for right now, what we will be doing in the future, what karmas we will be generating in the future. Of course, we still have the independence, but within the purview of the independence that he has given us, he knows what we would be doing. And this is his mercy that he does not interfere. But like in Bhagavad Gita, when we are studying the beginning chapter, the word comes for Krishna is Rishikesh. Rishikesh means controller of the senses. So he is the controller of the senses of all the living entities in proportion to their surrender to Krishna. And in case of pure devotee, he controls the senses completely. He does not let the pure devotee go off track. Prabhupada gives a nice example of here in this purport. He is compared to a mine of gold, and the cosmic creations in so many different forms are compared to objects made from the gold, such as gold rings, necklaces, and so on. The gold ring and the gold necklace are qualitatively one with the gold in the mine, but quantitatively, the gold in the mine is different. Therefore, the absolute truth is simultaneously one and different. Nothing is absolutely equal with the absolute truth, but at the same time, nothing is independent of the absolute truth either. So Prabhupada gives this example of gold mine and gold rings, gold necklaces. So all the ladies, when you next time go out and buy some gold, you should think of this example. That, okay, whatever we are buying is not compared to the gold mine. So if gold mine is Krishna, we are just like this gold necklace or gold ring or whatever. But this is where Mayavadis or people who believe in Advait philosophy, they say we all are one. This is where they come in and they say, okay, he could be gold mine and we could be gold necklace. But when we get liberated, when we get realized, then the gold will get merged into the gold mine. The gold necklace will get merged into the gold mine. But this is not true, because this is what, in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna refutes this theory or philosophy when he says, "O Arjun, all these kings, me and you, were existing in the past, and now we are existing here, and we'll always remain individual even later on." So the soul is not going to merge in Brahm Jyoti. Soul cannot merge. It is always individual. It will remain as it is. Conditioned souls, beginning from Brahma, who engineers the entire universe down to the significant ant, are all created, but none of them are independent of the Supreme Lord. None of them. Even from Brahma down to insignificant ant. So if we think we are independent or we can do something God doesn't know, or we don't need God, blah, 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 that's not true. Just like it is, like once a few scientists, they figured out how to make man from earth. So they all got together. They did experiments for many, many years. They perfected the science of creation. So they all got together, went to Krishna. And so they said, Krishna, we don't need you anymore because we can create our own man. So you please go somewhere else, retire and go somewhere else. Krishna said, okay, that's fine, you did the good job, but let me see how you created. So I don't want you to make any mistakes. So they said, okay, this time, this laboratory, please come and we'll give you the demonstration. So Krishna appeared at that time and all the scientists were there. So they took some dirt and they started putting it together to make a man. But Krishna said, no, wait, stop. They said, what happened? Krishna said, first get your own dirt. This is my dirt. I made this dirt. So scientists could be very proud of their achievements, of their inventions, of their discoveries, of whatever they are doing. But who is supplying all the ingredients? These days, the IT industry is very much growing, computer industry. But it's all based on what? The whole computer is, I'm sorry, I'm not from computer industry, but my knowledge is limited. The whole computer is based on this chip, right? If the chip is not there, the computer will not work. And this chip is what? Is silica. Silica comes from sand. So sand is supplied by God. No scientist can make sand in the laboratory. They can twist and turn and do whatever to the sand to make this chip, but that's about it. Even the fire, scientists cannot make fire to melt the sand, to make the chip. They cannot do that. Fire is provided by God. And the intelligence also provided by Krishna himself to the scientists to make all these different wonderful machines. But this part everybody forgets. That's a problem. This materialist wrongly thinks that there is no creator other than his own self. This is called Maya or illusion. Because of his poor fund of knowledge, the materialist cannot see beyond the purview of his imperfect senses. And thus he thinks that matter automatically takes its own shape without the aid of a superior intelligence. Prabhupada also gave this example previously. I mean, all the scientists, they get together and then they send some satellite in the space, and the satellite revolves around the earth for some time. But to put that satellite in the space, to make it revolve around the earth, to get the data, they have such huge team of scientists working on it day and night. But Krishna, all the planets, they're floating in the sky. They're like if we look at planet Earth, it's rotating in the same orbit at the same speed for billions and billions of years, and it's tilted at the same angle. And if somebody says nobody did it, no intelligence was there, that's nonsense. If to send one little satellite in the space, we need so much of energy, and so many millions and millions of planets are floating in the space at the same speed for millions and millions of years. Do you think no superior intelligence is required for that? That's not possible. And Earth, like the creation of scientists, a space satellite, is not complete in itself. They have to provide so many things. But on Earth, Krishna has made it all complete. The whole planet is complete in itself. It provides the vegetations for us to sustain. Different weathers are there, different sceneries are there, different elements are there. We can create whatever we want to from this earth. The earth in itself is complete whole, complete unit. But scientists, the space satellites, it's not a complete unit. But still, scientists say, oh, nobody is behind all this creation. That's nonsense. So this is what Prabhupada is writing. This is refuted in this shloka by Srila Vyasadeva. Since the complete whole or the absolute truth is the source of everything, nothing can be independent of the body of the absolute truth. So he is the source of everything, and everything is dependent on him. Whatever happens to the body quickly becomes known to the embodied. Similarly, the creation is a body of the absolute whole. Therefore, the Absolute knows everything directly and indirectly that happens in the creation. So the creation is the body of the Absolute whole. If you even want to think it that way, just like Krishna showed in Bhagavad Gita the universal form, and in the universal form, Krishna showed everything rests on him. Although that universal form, that body that he showed is a material body, it's not the exact actual body of Krishna. But just to give this idea to Arjun that everything rests on me. In fact, the universal form is again described in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in the beginning chapters, and that goes in very much detail how everything rests on Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna didn't have much time because the war had to start. But here, Shukdev Goswami at least had 7 days. So big difference. So that's why Bhagavatam is in lots of detail. So further Prabhupada writes, in the Shruti mantra, it is also stated that the absolute whole or Brahman is the ultimate source of everything. Everything emanates from him and everything is maintained by him. And at the end, everything enters into him. That is the law of nature. So this is the position of Krishna. Everything comes from him, everything is maintained by him, and at the end, everything goes back to him. It is said there that the source from which everything emanates at the beginning of Brahma's millennium and the reservoir to which everything ultimately enters is the absolute truth of Brahman. Material scientists take it for granted that the ultimate source of the planetary system is the sun, but then they are unable to explain the source of the sun. Where did sun come from? Or material scientists sometimes, like we used to read in the classes, this Big Bang theory, everything came from a Big Bang. That's even the most ridiculous theory one can think of. I don't know how scientists came up to that logic. So they say in the beginning there were things, and somehow a big explosion happened, and because of that explosion, all the universes came into being, all the planets came into being, and they're rotating at their speed in the same orbit for billions of years. Does it make sense? It's just like if somebody goes to a printing press and throws a bomb in there, and big explosion happens, and because of that explosion, Bhagavad Gita comes out printed in the form of a book. Does it make sense? No. But this is what scientists had believed in, and this is what scientists had been teaching us. And our teachers also teach us very proudly in the school, oh, Big Bang Theory, because it's given by English scientists, it must be true. Why is it true? What is given in Bhagavatam, that is the ultimate truth. Herein the ultimate source is explained. According to the Vedic literature, Brahma is the creator of this universe. Yet he had to meditate to get inspiration for such creation. Just like in the shloka it is said, Tene Brahma Hrida ya Adi Kavai. Tene Brahma Hrida. He gave the inspiration to Brahma in his heart. And that's how Brahma got the knowledge how to do creation. That's what Prabhupada said. Yet he had to meditate to get inspiration for such creation. So even Brahmaji is not independent. They are all dependent on Krishna. Therefore, neither Brahma nor the sun is the ultimate creator. It is stated in the shloka that Brahma was taught Vedic knowledge by the personality of Godhead. One may argue that Brahma, being the original living being, could not be inspired because there was no other living being or no other being living at that time. Herein it is stated that the Supreme Lord inspired the secondary creator Brahma in order that Brahma could carry out his creative functions. So the supreme intelligence behind all creations is the absolute Godhead Shri Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna states that it is He only who superintends the creative energy Prakriti, which constitutes the totality of matter. Therefore, Shri Vyasadeva does not worship Brahma, but the Supreme Lord who guides Brahma in his creative activities. So Krishna existed even before the creation that we see of, it came in picture. And he exists even the whole creation is destroyed. That is the position of Krishna. So it's, I think, 5 minutes left. So I'll stop here and ask if anybody has any questions. I'll unmute you all. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Questions ఏమైనా అడగాలనా సార్ని? అడగాలి, ఏం అడగాలి చెప్పు. సార్, కృష్ణ ఏబిసిడి కూడా చెప్పిస్తాడా? కృష్ణని చెప్పిస్తాడా?
What's that? I think any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So I guess if, yeah. Yes, Mata.
I mean Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam.
What's that? I didn't get your full question.
So I was saying which page you are on in Srimad Bhagavatam, because I missed the earlier classes.
Oh, we are still on first canto, first chapter, first verse.
No, which page, like for the first verse?
I read on my laptop on the Vedabase, so I don't know which page.
Okay, Prabhuji. I'll figure out, catch it up tomorrow. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's the first purport only, so it's not that big deal. Okay, so I guess we should stop here. So you all have a very good day. Enjoy your day, studying Srimad Bhagavatam and doing rest of your activities. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.